Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. I'm very excited because today we're talking about the real reason I love the Italian, and that is the fried liver attack, or the fried liver trap, or whatever you want to call it. It is a way in which people lose so quickly, you gain so many rating points, and you kind of just show off that because you can learn a few moves in chess, you can win so many games by just putting in that little bit of effort. What am I talking about? Well, in the previous Italian video, linked probably in the description down below, or you can find it on my channel. It's right there. There's a whole playlist called Openings where I talk about a whole lot of openings. There's a whole bunch of Sicilians and lots of stuff. It will be in there. We spoke about the Italian and the gioco piano. But there is another way to play the Italian, and that is when your opponent plays this. This is called the two knight defense, because, both knights are out, and it's black, so it's defense. But this can be a mistake, because you can play the move knight to g5, where now we have two things attacking that square, and once the knight lands there, it will hit the rook, and it will hit the queen, and win you material. So black must react, and there are two ways to do this. The most common way is to play d5. You take on d5, and what they do is very clever. They move the knight out the way, and they attack your bishop. From here, there's a couple of lines, but the main one is bishop b5 check, forcing to c3. Not forcing. You can bring the bishop out. Bishop d7 is played. It's just not as popular. So c6, takes. Now the bishop's under attack. And from here, you can choose. It really does branch out. You can play either bishop to d3 or bishop to e2. Just don't go back to f1. That's a bit brain dead. And this is how the main line goes. But, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, if your opponents don't know what they're doing, they'll be like, hey, my knight attacks that, my queen attacks that, and you only have one defender. I can grab this. You can see the Evo bar, it shoots up a little bit, but it allows you on move 6 to detonate a brilliant move. And that is because you can play knight takes f7. Boom! The fried liver attack. Knight takes f7. Why is this so powerful? Because the king has to take. It's still the fork. The fork is still there, and we're like, but it's a free knight. But now here's the trick. You need to know queen to f3. And here, if your opponents are not careful, they will get mated. Now, the best move is king to e6, continuing to march the king to the center of the board, at which point, knight to c3. You keep putting pressure. Knight b4. And here you've got to be really patient, really calm, and play short castles. And you bring your pieces in. The king is on e6 for crying out loud. This cannot be safe, and yet it's equal. But why is this played? Because no one remembers that king e6 is the best move. If they're stupid, they go here. And they get mated in 3. Any piece takes here. So, to be fancy, we'll take with the queen. Queen takes is forced. You block with the bishop, and you get mated. Or, instead of king to e6, they go back. At which point, you can pick up the knight. Bishop takes d5. Then there's a couple of moves here that get played. So there's queen d6. There's sometimes there's not queen here because you need to block mate. So queen to d7 is played. Queen to d6 is played because then the king can go over there. Queen f6 is played as well because that's still a mate threat. That's why this is so powerful. And some people blunder this, like they forget. They'll attack your queen or something. They'll develop a bishop and they will hang mate. Like, that is why this is so popular. People hang mate. They're not sure how to deal with the fact that you played knight takes f7 on move 6. They just get rocked, their head starts spinning, and black's king becomes exposed while white just gains momentum. And with black, you've got to be so careful. So knight takes f7, detonation after this. There is one other way to try and deal with the knight attack. This is the knight attack, knight to g5. It's an interesting move. It's not a good move because, black can play solidly with this and then this. One other way to do it is after d5, ed5. There is one other move, and that's knight to d4. So there's b5 as well, which is self-explanatory. Takes. And then this position is level. Also, other than b5, there is also knight d4, which is very interesting. So c3 is what gets played, but then you all have b5 again. And this is a very common idea. This is now reinforced with the knight. You take the knight, I take your bishop, and that bishop is very important. The Italian bishop is gold in this. So that is what you need to look at. But, sometimes we want to be rogue. And black's like, you're attacking me. No. I'm attacking you, bishop here. And you're going to say, but what? But fork. No. Because now they detonate bishop takes f2. And here, you've got to be calm. There are only two moves that work here. You have to go here. Allowing knight takes e4, which comes with check. And then, there are two moves, holding according to the engine. And they are to do what black needs to do and run to the center, or to go king to g1. Because if you go back or you go out, this queen is flying out and giving you problems. So you've got to counteract them. Because the queen can't go there because the knight covers. That knight's still protected. That knight's still protected for now. And this is where you get rocked. This is known as the Traxler Counterattack. We are not just giving you one attack for white. We are giving you the alternative attack for black. White threw a haymaker and black responded by blocking and throwing their own. So, the funny thing is about this position here is +1 for white. Taking on f2, on f7 rather, is wrong. The best move in this position is to take with the bishop. And force king e7 or king f8. And then you bring the bishop back to c4. Because you force the king to move. And now we've got, like, queen e8 is probably the best move to come out this way. And, to come out this way, king can always go back. And this is how they want you to play. Because now, this doesn't work anymore. Because king to f2, here, this doesn't work because of the queen being blocked. And the knight never got in the way. Remember, the knight's there when you take with it, so it's not stopping the queen getting out. Very important and subtle detail. But I hope you've enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. Go have some fun with this. This is amazing. Knight takes f7 is disgusting. And it is amazing. I stopped playing the Italian for a time. I stopped playing e4 because I wanted new fresh openings. But when I came back, I was so happy. And I started playing this again. And it just makes you fall in love with chess. This is why you play chess, for moves like knight takes f7. Absolutely incredible. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below if you're going to play this. What do you think of the fried liver attack? It is amazing. See you.